Just because something is in a history book, it doesn't mean it is a thing of the past. Migration has been in America's past and is part of our future. You may think that immigrants and migration as a political topic only became relevant as of late. This is due to the light of recent events, but as previously stated, migration between nations and culmination of various ethnicities has always been a continuous feature in human history. Migration had several words that seemed akin, even now that they are followed closely in conversation. Some of these terms are as followed: racism, slavery, conquest, invasion, and descendants. Nowadays, it seems impossible to discuss these subjects without having a heated argument or being accused of ulterior political movements or ideals. We believe that a deeper understanding and an enlightenment on these topics of migration and cultural diversity within our nation's past will help conversations have a more impactful and progressive movement. Who do you think of when someone says immigrants? We think of our parents and family. We think of people before us and the sacrifices they've made. We think of groups coming together to fight the power or to make a better life. But who are these people? The answer may not be shocking to some of us. Oxford defines immigrants as a person who comes to live permanently in a foreign country. The first place you think of is probably Mexico. Huge contributors to the number of immigrants are also Irish, Germans, Chinese, and Japanese. And if we're being strict to the definition, the first immigrants in what would be the United States were the original Americans. People came from all over the world but stayed for similar reasons. They came for the opportunities that were constantly being advertised to them. They came to escape the harsh, brutal predicaments and to have a better chance with a new start. To be specific, the Irish were escaping a famine and poverty, the Chinese were escaping political turmoil, and the Mexicans were running from the both of these reasons. The only difference is that they were treated differently. Even now, when someone says the word immigrant, the first instant thought are Mexicans. The fact is, immigrants come from many places, and all their appearances and characteristics are different, yet they are all immigrants. The number of immigrants outnumbers the amount of citizens because the people who have stayed have been in the U.S. for generations, and the number increases every day. All in all, the U.S. was built on the backs of immigrants. The Middle Passage was a crossing from Africa to the Americas, which the ships made carrying their cargo of slaves. It was so called because it was the middle section of the trade route taken by many of the ships. An indentured servant is an employee within a system of unfree labor who is bound by a signed or forced contract to work for a particular employer for a fixed time. The Louisiana Purchase was a land deal between the United States and France, in which the U.S. acquired approximately 827,000 square miles of land west of the Mississippi River for $15 million. In the 19th century, manifest destiny was a belief that was widely held that the destiny of American settlers was to expand and move across the continent to spread their traditions and their institutions, while at the same time enlightening more primitive nations. The definition of politics is the activities associated with the governance of a country or other area, especially the debate or the conflict among individuals or parties having or hoping to achieve power.
In 2018, there was a massive caravan migration where the Central Americans came from for a better opportunity and living conditions as well as jobs. Most immigrants come from the opportunity the country gives. They seek better jobs, an increase in money, chase the American dream, and a better life. This concludes our presentation. Thank you.